Hey, welcome to the Youthology Podcast this week. Every week, we deal with a topic in youth development and youth ministry. And this week, I have my wife Jessica with me. And if I look back at our views in the past year, it seems that the podcast with her always gets more interest and views. So I'm not sure why that is, and she probably didn't need to hear that. But anyway, Jessica, this week is a very interesting, very important topic. Tell everybody what we're doing and kind of the direction for this podcast.
All right. Hello, everyone. We are talking this week about the importance of the next-gen leaders honoring the family relationship between the parents and the children.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a situation where a teenager says to you, I wish you were my mom, or I wish you were my dad? It's not good, actually. I know it might feel good. That's a very difficult position to be in. We want our students to not hurt and we want to fix their problems, but we have to be so sure that we handle this very carefully.
Yep.
And there's several reasons for this.
Yep. Listen, we love our students, but that situation has to be handled carefully, as Jessica said. As a next-gen leader, there are things that we can do to build the parent-teen relationship, right? And bring support to families. So, man, that's why I'm excited about that topic this week. Because of the disintegration of the family in America, we need a greater commitment in Next Gen to build this vital relationship of the parent and the child. Listen, part of this reason we're doing this is Malachi said in his prophecy in the end of the Old Testament concerning the end times revival that family is the precursor to the next great awakening. And because of the destruction of the family in America, I believe one of the most effective ways to reach Gen Z is to promote healthy family ministry. So, here is the first principle to help promote healthy relationships between our students, right, and their parents. Number one, I want to deal first, and then Jessica will come up and deal with the second principle, with this idea of we cannot be surrogate parents to these kids. God placed parents in their life for a reason, and He placed our life into this teen relationship for a reason. We are shepherds. We are not parents. We cannot be what God designed someone else to be. Okay? Only God and their parent can fill that parental role. So we are shepherds, right? And guides. We cannot replace or cripple their growth by becoming a surrogate and drawing them to us, right? Because their healthy future depends on their healthy relationship with their parent. So that relationship must be guarded. We must help them to fix that relationship on their own. Whether the relationship is healthy or not at home, right? Healthy or unhealthy. The most important relationship a teenager has is their parent or guardian. So we must, as youth leaders, recognize that role and support parents with any kind of help that we can give. That's an important message.
Yes. And supporting parents in the student's eyes, whether they are healthy or not, we must support the parent-child relationship. Mm-hmm. They are who God chose as the parent for a reason. So there's something that the student needs from that parent.
Yes.
The solution to the parent-child relationship is to steer them and to guide them, teach them how to be a loving and obedient child.
Right.
We as leaders must help students see the value of their parents and that God placed them in their life for a reason.
And that's not always easy to get obedience out of a teenager in the home.
No. But if they get that relationship right, then the rest of their relationships will be a lot better. The command to honor your parents will always be rewarded. It's the only the commandment actually that has a promise attached to it.
Yep.
Moses, and Paul said it, will be well with you and you will live long on the earth. It's the only command, like I said, that's attached to a promise.
I love that part of it.
Honor is given and respect is earned. The command to honor must happen in every family circumstance. Honor is not based on what a parent does or doesn't do. So if a teenager says, well, I don't like that they make me come home at 10 o'clock, or I don't like this or that.
Right.
Honor is based on the position they are in as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Speak healing and positive words over your family. So teach them to speak what they want their family to look like, not what they're actually seeing.
Yes.
Speak life and not death, blessings and not curses.
I love that. And I know that's a passion of yours with declarations and the things that we speak. So.
And as leaders, we should also be mindful of abuse. Obviously, we are never asking students to stay in an abusive situation. Mm-hmm. Jeff is going to talk more about that in this next principle.
Yeah, we got to guard that because there are some situations the kids don't want to go back to, right? We recognize that. The third area I want to talk about is supporting the child in the parent's eyes, okay? The number one problem in America is the family. Thankfully, the number one solution to that problem and to most of the problems in America is also the family.
Yes.
As next gen leaders, we must make sure that we have a plan to promote these simple principles that will build healthy families, to equip parents with the tools to lead their families. The responsibility of the parent-child relationship begins with the parent, okay? Listen, Paul is very strong with this in Ephesians chapter 6. When he gives instructions to the children and the parents. Listen to this. Children, obey your parents in the Lord because they belong to you, right? For this is the right thing to do. Honor your father and mother, the commandment. This is the first commandment with a promise. If you honor your father and mother, and I love this part, things will go well with you and you will live long on the earth. But then listen to this challenge to parents. Fathers, mothers, parents, do not provoke your children to anger by the way you treat them. Rather, bring them up with the discipline and the instruction, the fear of the Lord, right? That comes from that relationship with the Lord. So think about this. One practical theological principle is to challenge parents in their maturity to not provoke their children, to not press them or push them. I love the word in the King James is exasperate, which really means to not make it worse, to not irritate them, and not frustrate them.
Pick your battles.
Pick your battles. Parents, we should be prayer warriors, peacemakers, and problem solvers in the home. What a responsibility that we have, right? As parents and next-gen leaders, right?
Yeah, so good. So thank you for joining us and putting these principles, these simple practices into place that will help give us, this generation, help give the tools to the generation that they need to build healthy families. Mm-hmm. Because healthy parents build healthy families that build healthy children, and those children build our society.
Correct. Listen, 41 years ago, Ronald Reagan said this. If we want to fundamentally change a nation, it begins at the dinner table, at the home. The responsibility of next-gen leaders to promote healthy family relationships is maybe one of the most impacting principles of our work. Because of the disintegration of the family that we talked about earlier, we need a commitment in next-gen to build that vital relationship of the parent and the child. As Malachi said in his prophecy concerning the end times revival, family is the precursor to this next great awakening. And I know you, like us, want to see an awakening in this nation. It begins at home. Listen, thanks again for joining us this week. We will have another topic on the Youthology podcast next week. So just click the link tree in our bios, okay, where you can watch it on YouTube, listen on the iTunes podcast, or read this manuscript at our website, okay? Again, thanks for joining us, and we'll be back next week with another topic in youth development.
Bye, guys.
See ya.